Welcome back for another Autodesk Inventor tutorial. In this one, we're going to be going over Lesson 3, Coupling Base, Exercise 4 in this case. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. We're going to create this part in... I think we're just going to do it in two ops. So we're going to create the kind of hooked part, and then we're going to create the little eyelet that's up top. So I'm going to start with XY plane, and I'm going to create a shape here that we call a slot. So I'm just going to do center to center slot, and we are going to make one of those. Looks like 1 inch radius, 2.0 total overall. And I did not create a length on that, which I did. Oops. Looks like the length is 2.5. All right. And now, for this one, I'm going to show you guys how to do coincident. So this is a coincident constraint. I'm going to pick the center of this slot, and I'm going to pick my 0, 0. And what that did was that basically constrained it in the X and Y. I can't move it around now in space. Dimensionally, it's also constrained. So now it's fully constrained. Okay, so now I'm going to pick my slot again. And I'm going to create my inside, which I believe is a 0.5 radius, which is 1.0 then. That, you can see, already is fully constrained because I snapped 2 points that were already constrained. Now I just need to do a little cutout on here. So to do that, I am just going to create a line and another line. And it looks like the width of that opening is 1 1/4, so we're going to do 0.625 and 0.625. And there we go. We are fully constrained. Now I'm going to do is trim this thing. So if I go to my trim, I can see there. I have my full shape. And it's all trimmed. We are fully constrained. So I'm going to finish. I'm going to extrude this thing. Looks like it is 0.5 for the height of it. And I'm going to hit OK. Okay, next I am going to create that little hump on the back there. So I'm just going to click on this face. And I'm going to create it on there. And it looks like I'm going to create a circle here. So it's 1 inch. First off, I'm going to try and find the center. Up there's my center, my midpoint. And I'm just going to bring that up. And we have a radius of 0.625, which means it's 1.25 diameter. And I'm going to dimension this from the bottom to center. It says that that is 1.0. And then we have a hole in the middle as well. And that is 0.5 diameter. Then I just got to create my straight lines here. Okay. I'm just going to trim this quick. Oops, I'm in the wrong place. All right, finish sketch, extrude. Now, notice I didn't close that. I do not need to close it anymore. I used to have to in the old versions, but anymore I do not. So there we go, and there is our finished part. If I open these up, notice fully constrained. Oh, Oh, this is not fully constrained. We need some more dimensions there. Okay, so good thing we checked that. We probably need to create some sort of dimension. So I'm going to do vertical. I'm going to do that from the midpoint. There we go. That got one of them constrained. And I think this needs to be tangent. So I'm going to pick my tangent and make that tangent. And now we're fully constrained. And there we go. Fully constrained. Okay. And then, of course, as always, as I mentioned before, we'll call this base solid. Ring. And then this will be we'll call it a tab. Oops. Tab. All right, so now we know what they are. I forgot to do this in my last video, I believe. Might have been my last couple videos, actually. So just make sure you label these. Make sure you're always naming these, and make sure you're fully constrained. So there we go. As always, if you have questions, feel free to contact me during my office hours, or of course see me during class.